Assalamualaikum to Dr. Wan Nur Shahidah. My name is Muhammad Amirul Fitri bin Muhammad Razi. My matric number is S70692. Today I would like to present about my individual assignment for code ACT3513. First of all, I would like to show you all my data that I already keyed in. And I will start for first question, which is A. 1. For all item, there at least 100 unit in quantity on hand. So it says we click inventory and then we select item ID, description, quantity on hand. So the all of the table is inventory. So quantity on hand, the criteria 100, and then we click run. So that's the answer. Second question, which is B. What were the item numbers, price, and quantity of each item sold on invoice number 103? And then we go to the access, create new query. So we got sales inventory. Sales inventory, first invoice, second item ID, quantity, and sale price. Sales price, all of the table is sales inventory, and then for the invoice criteria we should 103 and then click run. So okay, this is the answer. For the next question, I forgot to see which customer made purchase from Martinez. Provide customer name and salesperson. Show customer name only once even if they purchase from Martinez multiply times. So back to the access, we click customer and then sales. Okay, for the first field, customer ID, and the second customer name, sales person, and then sales person for the table. And the second table is customer, the table is person, and then we the all table is grouped by, and then for the criteria under sales person we Martinez. Okay, and then we click run. Okay, we got the answer. This question. Let's see. New query, and then for the question D, list invoices, date, salesperson, customer name, and amount for the invoice whose amount is more than 1,500. Sort the amount from the largest to the smallest. Okay, back to the access. This question we got customer, and then we link to the sales. First is invoice, and the sales date, sales person, customer name, and then amount. Area 1,500. For the sort, we choose, because the question mentioned largest to smallest, and then we choose descending, and then for criteria, and then okay, we got the answer. And then this we save as okay. For the next, invoice item ID, description, sales price, list price, quantity, and compute the extension sell price quantity multiply quantity for the all items sold where the price is different than the list price. Sort by item ID in descending order. So back to inventory, we link to the inventory. Okay, for the first field, invoice, item ID, description, sales price, list price, and then quantity. Okay, for the last step, we should extension bracket price by quantity, and then close bracket. For the table under as sorry, it's just two, and then list price. Okay, we got the answer. So this is save as E. Okay. So question F. Compute the profit margin for each item sold. Calculate the profit margin as a sale price minus standard cost multiply sales divide sales price list invoice sales date item ID sales price quantity and compute margin profit. Sort by profit margin in descending order. So back to the access, we just do link by sales inventory, and then inventory. Okay, for the first field, invoice, sales date, and then item ID, and then sales price, sales price, sales price, and then quantity. For the last column, we put profit margin and then double dot bracket, open bracket, sales price, close minus standard cost, steady cost, close, multiply sell
and then divide by
price, and then close bracket, and then we click OK. Sort for the margin profit margin, we select descending because okay, we got the answer for the all item, and then this. So create compute the profit for the each link of the invoice. Calculate the profit as a sales price minus standard cost, multiply quantity, list invoices, date, item ID, sales price, quantity, and compute the profit. Sort by invoice in descending, then profit in descending order. This is for G question. And then we link sales inventory and inventory. For the first field, choose invoice under sales inventory, sale date, item ID under sales inventory, and then sale price under sales inventory also, and quantity. So click work, and then profit, and then open bracket, sales, minus and then close, and then this. Okay, so price, close, and then minus inventory, this cost multiply. Okay, for the sort, so this is descending, and then we click run. Page.
Invoice is sending.
How many sales transactions were made in October? Name in October, and then name your output column, num of sales. So for this we click sales, and then sales that, and then this we need to adjust to zoom. In here we number of cells, and then just okay, and then months, bracket up, and then turn it to and then this is the number for the query. Yes, query for the question I. How many? And then this with customer. We just take and stick, and then we total up, count the criteria easy, and then for the this we save as I then new query for the question J. For the question J, how many customers live in each state? List the state and count of customer. Sort the list alphabetically by state. Select customers, and then list the state and customer name, and then total this we count, and then for the sort ascending, and then we click run. Okay, this is the answer for the question G. Okay, query for the question K, how much did each salesperson sell based on sales amounts? List salesperson and the total amount sold from large to total amount to smallest, and then we click sales, the salesperson and total and the amount we need to total up, and then for the amount we choose sum. Sort for the amount we choose descending. and then we click run. This is the amount for question. Okay, create query for the last question. How many units of each item were sold? List item ID, description, and total sold. Sort on total sold in this ascending order. So back to the sales inventory, link to the sales inventory, and then for the first ID, item ID, description, and then click zoom, and then total sold count sales minus sales inventory, close bracket, and then quantity, and then we click by expression. Let's complete one. This is the total, and then this is the final for the question L. So we save is in L. Okay, I think that is all from me. Thank you.